This Time magazine cover is going to officially hit newsstands 1 week from today. Now, it caused an uproar last week when it was released online. It's been all over Facebook, and it brings to the forefront a debate about attachment parenting. But what exactly is attachment parenting, and how does it affect families? I'm joined this morning by psychologist Dr. Justin Dorenzo. Thanks for being here with us. You told me that in preparing for this segment, your 8-year-old son actually saw this cover, and he had a lot of questions.
He did see the cover, and he was definitely shocked. It did make him feel uncomfortable, because even he knows that it is unusual, or should I say provocative in some way.
But this is something that kids all across our country are going to see. It hits newsstands.
It certainly is, and I think that's probably why Time magazine did this, was to be provocative, to probably sell more magazines.
All right, so let's get to the basics here.
Sure.
What is attachment parenting? What does that mean?
Sure. Attachment parenting is a form of parenting that takes attachment, or the emotional connection between the mother and child, to the extreme, and they do this by wearing the child in a sling often, breastfeeding through toddlerhood, and also sharing the family bed with the child.
How often do you hear of this happening with families?
I don't hear about it often. There are 8 general principles, and a lot of us follow some of these things, like positive parenting, using positive reinforcement, being consistent, trying to have a nice work-life balance with parenting. But some parents follow some of these things, like 20% of 1-year-olds are still being breastfed, and about 1/4 of toddlers share the family bed.
Now, I know whenever I saw this cover last week and this issue of attachment parenting kind of came to the forefront, I heard about some mothers who will actually chew up their food in their mouth and then feed it to the baby from mouth to mouth.
Yes.
That's kind of extreme.
That is extreme, and I think often this type of, when traditional parents hear about this type of parenting, they feel guilty and they wonder, is my parenting not good enough?
Right.
And I want to reassure them that their parenting is likely good enough. You trust your instincts. What I promote to parents in my practice is basically a combination of being the tiger mom as well as attachment parenting.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit of both.
You want to teach discipline, self-reliance, teach kids how to self-soothe, but then you also want to make sure that kids feel loved and secure, and you don't have to share a family bed to do that. You can hug your child intermittently throughout the day.
Breastfeeding a child that can stand on a chair and is old enough to talk to you and maybe ask, say, I'm hungry, do you think that that's healthy?
From a societal standard, it seems unusual. It may pose some pressures to the child when he's at school, maybe answering to his schoolmates. I think
your
would be difficult.
son even had some questions for you whenever he saw the cover. He said, am I supposed to still be doing this? Is that what he said to you?
He did. He asked me about that, and he went to my wife as well and said, do children my age do that, Mom? That feels weird.
And I think a lot of kids are going to have a lot of questions when they see this cover. Thank you so much, Dr. Dorenzo, for joining us this morning. We want to know what you think about attachment parenting and also that Time magazine cover. Give our viewer voicemail line a call right now. 996-0453. We'll be playing your voicemails at the end of this hour. You can also send us your comments on Facebook or on Fox30Jax.com.